Star writers were assembled to create an iconic graphic novel to celebrate 30 years of Tori Amos's breakout album, Little Earthquakes. This morning, we're joined by the book's editor, Rantz Hoseley, to tell us more about this project. Rantz, I love two things. I love comic books. I love Tori Amos, and you put it all together, brother.
Yes, we are the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of comic books.
Fantastic. Okay, so tell us about this project. How did this come together?
Well, I had done Comic Book Tattoo, which was the previous incarnation of doing Tori stories in a comic book format back in 2008. And we felt like, at almost 15 years, it's about time to, get the band back together, so to speak. And the 30th anniversary seemed like a good excuse. So since we had won the Eisner Award and the Harvey Award with Comic Book Tattoo, we felt like we really had to up our game and step everything up a bit. So hence we managed to snag writers like Neil Gaiman and Margaret Atwood and Catherine Valente. So it's a pretty great lineup.
Wow, that is an amazing lineup. It hurts my feelings that it was 30 years ago. You keep throwing that out there. I remember the day it came out, man. It is a life-changing album for a lot of folks. Let me ask you this. Is the reason why you guys got in the mix with Tori Amos because of her lyrics are so visual? Because it kind of does paint a picture in your mind when she sings.
Well, I mean, Tori and I are friends going back to when I was in art school in the 80s, and she was playing piano at the Holiday Inn at LAX. So, and when she was recording Little Earthquakes, I was staying with her because I was in the process of auditioning to be a storyboarder for the cartoon called The Simpsons. And as a result of waiting around for answers on interviews, I was reading comic books a lot and going to comic shops. And so Tori's apartment was littered with these giant stacks of comic books. So really, Little Earthquakes is kind of inextricably bound to comics and their influence. And it just seemed, I think from a lyrical standpoint and from an emotional standpoint, there's so much that's evocative and so much that's open to individual interpretation by different artists and writers. And I think that's one of the strengths of doing comics that are inspired by her songs.
That is an amazing story you just told me. You were basically roommates with Tori Amos, and she's putting this together. So you kind of got to hear it before everybody else did. Yeah.
I can specifically remember the moment that she wrote the opening of Precious Things, and I almost dropped a plate because I was washing dishes in the kitchen, and I ran in and I said, "Oh my God, that's it!" And because it was instant, goosebumps up the arm just from that. So.
Rantz, my jaw dropped, man. My jaw dropped. Okay, so when is it coming out? We still got a little time, right?
It's coming out in September. The Platinum Edition, which was limited to 500 copies that are signed and numbered, is sold out. The Deluxe Edition, which is limited to 1,450 copies, has less than 200 copies left. So if you want to get that, it is not. And the thing is, with the Deluxe Edition and the Platinum Edition, we're not reissuing it. It comes with the vinyl release of the B-sides for Little Earthquakes, which is the first time that this has been released. And by our agreement with the record label, this cannot be repressed.
Wow.
So go to z2comics.com/Tori Amos and get your copy while you still can.
Absolutely. Rantz, thank you very much for talking to us, and thanks for sharing those stories, man. That was great. That was great stuff. Seriously, that album changed my life.